Well, Senator Obama may say he's trying to soak the rich, but it's the middle class we're going to get through the ringer.
I know Halloween is coming, but John McCain as a candidate of change? Whoa, come on.
John McCain, Joe Biden trading punches today. Two veteran political boxers in search of a knockout. Here now, though, with their take on how McCain could possibly still pull out a victory. Three of the sharpest political observers around: Republican strategist and McCain supporter Kevin Madden, CNN senior political analyst Gloria Borger, and CNN political analyst and Obama supporter Roland Martin. Hey, guys. Kevin, let me start with you on this. John McCain's campaign saying they can still win this. They say that they are polling similar numbers to what Al Gore had against Bush in 2000, which may not exactly be accurate when you go back and look at the polls. But what do you think? Is there a comparison here in terms of the scenarios?
Not to 2000, I don't think. Look, I think every single campaign is unique, and the circumstances that are driving the contours of this race are unique. The economy isn't what it was like in 2000. The personalities involved, the policies involved aren't what they were in 2000. The contrasts are much different. So, you know, the McCain campaign has to continue to make the argument that they can still affect the electoral map in the right direction. You know, all roads right now go through Pennsylvania. That's why you're seeing such an emphasis on travel and an emphasis from a lot of the strategists. They're pointing out the fact that the race is tightening there and that they can still win it, and that's the key to their electoral map.
Gloria, let's do that. Forget the national polls for a minute. John McCain does need Pennsylvania to win. He's still behind in pretty much every poll there, though. Tom Ridge, former governor of Pennsylvania, said today that if McCain had chosen him instead of Sarah Palin, quote, for vice president, quote, I think the dynamics would be different in Pennsylvania. I think we'd be foolish not to admit it publicly. So the question is it foolish for Tom Ridge to be saying that publicly?
You think so, huh? And Tom Ridge actually had to kind of walk it back a little bit today. Look, sure, if he had been on the ticket, they would have had a better shot in Pennsylvania. I'm not sure they would have won Pennsylvania, but they sure would have had a better shot in Pennsylvania. But this is not exactly the right moment for Tom Ridge to start talking about it. And by the way, Tom Ridge is a pro-choice Republican who would not have done one thing to unite the Republican base. So I think Tom Ridge kind of feels a little bad about it, but this was not the right time to mention it.
Roland, on the other hand, though, Ed Rendell, the current governor, has been saying that Obama shouldn't get complacent about Pennsylvania either, that the Obama people possibly are taking their lead for granted. Do you believe that?
No, I don't think so. And in fact, here's what you find with someone like Governor Ed Rendell. At this point in the stage, every governor, all these different senators, members of Congress, they want the candidate in their state, driving their people to the polls. Again, what Obama is trying to do, it goes beyond just the issue of Pennsylvania. If Obama puts North Carolina in play, or puts Missouri in play, or puts Florida in play, it lessens Pennsylvania. I mean, the McCain people are admitting they're down in Colorado, they're down in New Mexico. Obama wins those states, plus those Midwestern states. All he has to do is win Ohio or Pennsylvania to get the 270. Yeah, that's the real key.
Go ahead, Gloria.
Obama can lose by, on some models. Obama can lose Florida, he can lose Ohio, and he can lose Pennsylvania. And he could still win the presidency. John McCain, on the other hand, he needs Pennsylvania, but all polls show kind of a double-digit lead. And, the Obama people I talk to want Governor Rendell to take a little bit of a chill pill.
Kevin?
Absolutely. I thought Rendell was frankly wrong to release that letter publicly because, look, you can put pressure on a campaign, but at this stage of the game, you want the campaign to run the game they need to run. And by them trying to expand the map, it lessens the importance of Pennsylvania to some extent. I think Rendell wants Pennsylvania to be heightened for obvious reasons.
Kevin, let me ask you about distractions here. This clothing story, the $150,000 the RNC supposedly spent on clothes for Sarah Palin, is not dying down. She got asked about it, I think, by the Chicago Tribune and told them, quote, that the whole thing is bad. Oh, if people only knew how frugal we were. It's kind of painful to be criticized for something when all the facts are not out there and are not reported. Forget about the clothes for a minute.
Right.
How damaging is this issue in particular as a distraction? And maybe it's just because it's it's not a complicated issue to explain to people. They get it, and so it may resonate in a more destructive way.
Look, I think the biggest problem for this story is the way it's dominated the last 3 or 4 days of news reporting and has essentially taken over the narrative of what Sarah Palin means to the ticket and who she is. I mean, this isn't why Sarah Palin was picked. She wasn't put on this ticket to talk about clothes and how much she spends on them. I think one of the big problems with this story was that it metastasized because the RNC and the campaign didn't really get the facts out there quick enough. They didn't engage as quickly as they could with all the facts, how the clothes were bought, why they were bought, and put it to rest. Rather that, the story had a little bit of oxygen over the last 2 days, and we're still talking about it. So it's been a major distraction and soaked up any of the opportunities they have to talk about the issues that voters care about.
Ken, it was PR 101. It's simple. You come out and say we should not have paid for the clothes with campaign funds. End of story. But every time you try to explain this story away, you screw it up. I mean, John Edwards had to deal with the haircut for 3 months. I mean, just say we messed up. We should not have paid for her clothes with campaign funds.
And in a story like this, when you hope it goes away as a strategy, hope isn't a strategy, and it ends up coming back to bite you.
And it's a mixed message when you're the hockey mom and you're portraying yourself as the hockey mom, somebody who understands so-called real America. This story's a problem.
All right, guys, we got to end it there. Lots more to talk about, though, tonight, more generally, from both the serious to the seriously satirical. So stick around for that.